just come and have a look at this. But as I said, I won't steal Ray's thunder here. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Ray. Ray is new to Cash FX. He's been in the business now it's about a month now, isn't it, Ray? Something like that?
Yeah, 40 days today.
40 days today, right. So you went executive in just 24 days, which I think must be nearly a record. Now, Ray, he's been in network marketing industry now for 37 years. He's also a very, very successful businessman in his own right. He runs a multi-million pound business, in fact, several multi-million pound businesses to that point. He absolutely loves network marketing. He's been the #1 business builder with 3 companies. He's currently the #1 business builder with the company that he's with at the moment. So he's been with that company for 13 years. Nothing in the industry interested him until he saw Cash FX. He was so blown away by what he saw that he's come into the business. Now, he's a very capable guy, a guy that is very credible and ethical as well, and he won't bring his existing team across to this business, so he's left that there, but he's working pretty well full-time on Cash FX, building it from scratch. You often see leaders come in from other companies, they bring all their team along across, which is absolutely fine. But with Ray, he's building it from scratch, which is quite amazing. And of course, he's had years and years and years of strategies and training and everything else. So he's going to be sharing that experience with you guys. And the system he's come up with is remarkable. As I said, I've always been looking at ways of how we can improve things and this, that, and the other. And it was funny because actually some of my Irish leaders, Donald and Martin, actually commented to me that they were using a text message system. And then I knew, of course, that Hazel had done it, Ray had done it, and I'm seeing these guys recruiting loads and loads of people. And so the system really works. And this is why I wanted to incorporate this in the training for all of you so that you can all benefit. So without further ado, let me just pass you over to Ray so he can share some of his amazing experience with you.
Richard, thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I feel like I'm on, This Is Your Life when you give that. Good afternoon, guys and girls. Wow, what a turnout we have today. About 270 people with us today. And it's my hope that you guys, like Pat, can take something away from what I'm going to share with you today. And grow your business, see some growth in your business this week. And it'd be lovely to perhaps, next week, if we've got a few more people along with Pat that have had some successes with this. I don't profess to know it all. I don't know it all. I've just learned a lot over the years and made a lot of mistakes and taken the education out of those mistakes that I've made. So what I'm about to share with you is a methodology that I've used to build my existing business, my other business, and also to build my Cash FX business. And I absolutely love Cash FX. As Richard said, I've rejected a lot of things over the years. And in fact, I rejected Cash FX 7 times before I got on a call with Richard and actually understood and saw what we've got here, which is a phenomenal opportunity to change people's lives for the better. So what are we going to talk about? I'm just going to share my screen here for a moment. Bear with me, and while I do the technical stuff. So what we're going to talk about, let's just kick that slideshow off. You can see that screen all right, Richard, can you? Yeah, great. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is prospects versus suspects. And listen, before we get into this, I don't mind if you screenshot this. I don't mind at all. In fact, I might even put the presentation up so you can have the presentation. I'm not precious about those things at all. I just want you to be successful. So if you take notes by all means, I believe we're recording this and I will share the presentation with you if you want it. It's no problem. Prospects versus suspects. A lot of people don't understand this, that a prospect is only a suspect until you have a prospect of showing them the opportunity. Until then, you can only suspect that they may take a look. So it's about understanding the difference between a prospect and a suspect. Okay, and once you understand that, it puts you in a much better position to build your business here. So like a detective, everyone on your list is only a name that you wish to interview. And to interview someone means to qualify them in our context, okay? So they're just suspects. So where is your list of suspects? Well, they're in all the social spaces, okay? They're in LinkedIn, they're in Facebook, they're in Instagram, but they're also in WhatsApp, and they're also on email, and they're also on SMS. You know, a lot of people overlook these methodologies, you know, the phone-based methodologies, as I call them, when they're talking about marketing to their, you know, to their target audience, okay? Don't forget SMS. It's still a valid tool. And in fact, SMS has one of the best response rates of all the systems that I use because it's personal. It comes into people's personal space on their phone, and so they tend to react to it more readily than perhaps some of the other methodologies. Now, don't be afraid of any of these spaces. You know, how do you build a suspect list in these spaces? How do you build in LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, you know, whatever? I'm going to focus on one of those platforms just to show you how I do it. We're going to expand the training a little bit this week. And a lot of people have asked me, and Richard asked me, said, well, you know, how do you actually build that suspect list that you spoke about last week? So I'm going to spend just 10 minutes showing you in real time how I do that. And I have a thing that I run every morning called a DMO. Write that down. DMO, Daily Method of Operation. These are the things that I do every morning, every day to build my business. And in fact, I do my DMO first because sometimes it's hard to get motivated to do these things. So I think that building your business and promoting your business and looking for new prospects is probably the hardest thing you'll do every day. If you get it out of the way first and get it done in the first hour of your day, the rest of the day is easy. The rest of the day falls into place because you've done the necessary things at the front of the day. And you might just find that by the end of the day, you're dealing with some of the responses and the fallout from taking those positive actions at the front of the day. I'm just going to flick over to LinkedIn here. And I'm going to show you how I build my cold list, okay? And how I then start to convert it into a warm list with some of the things that I'm going to teach you at the back end. So anyone can do this. I'm using LinkedIn, and the thing about LinkedIn as opposed to Facebook is that you tend to find a more professional, higher quality person inside LinkedIn than you do on Facebook. It's got a different vibe to it, a different feeling. So if you understand that, you know, with Facebook, you tend to get a lot of lesser quality people, as I would call them. The professionals, which is what you're looking for, are here, okay? So the word I'd like you to write down right now is target market, okay? This is a key factor in my marketing. What I don't go for is somebody who appears to me to be, you know, let's say, I don't know, somebody who's interested in crafts and who's interested in selling, you know, £1.50 crafts on the internet. It's not the sort of person I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a network marketing leader. So how do I find network marketing leaders inside LinkedIn? Well, it's very, very simple if you know how. So like most things, LinkedIn is a search engine. Facebook's a search engine, Twitter's a search engine, Google's a search engine, everything's a search engine. And that's why they all have this big bar that says search on the top of them. So what I do is I go up to LinkedIn and I type in the words here, network marketer, okay? And you will find that lots of things come up. So I just press enter and here we are. We get loads of results. But I want to nail this down to people. So I click on people. And immediately you can see I'm being presented with network marketers. So here's Ivan Burnett, network marketer. He's in Belfast now. I don't do a very good Irish accent. I'm very sorry. But he's in Belfast. Steve Dawson, Coventry. Steve Ross, London, Portsmouth, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect with these people. Okay. I'm just simply going to connect. Okay. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to connect. I'm just going to connect. Okay. And I will do this, you know, for 10, 15 minutes a day to add 20 or 30 people onto my connections list. Now, not all of these people will connect. What will happen is they will come and look at my profile. Okay. And they will decide for themselves whether or not they want to join and connect with me. Now, one golden rule here is I don't connect with anyone who hasn't taken the time to put their profile photo on here. What a waste of time. If they can't be bothered, neither can I. Okay, so I only connect with people who have got a profile photograph and have set up their profiles properly. So, that might be good. Crypto enthusiasts, network marketer, social media. It's just the sort of person that we're looking for. Connect. So I would put on 20 or 30 connections a day. Okay. Now, when somebody who is a network marketer connects with you, LinkedIn does a really interesting thing. Okay. So if we come over here now to my network over here, okay, you can see that I've got 139 connections and 1,008 contacts. Okay. Now, what LinkedIn does, as soon as you connect with somebody, LinkedIn then says to you, hey, well, this person knows all of these people. You might want to connect with those as well. So if you pick up on a good network marketer who's maybe got 1,000 connections, LinkedIn is going to want to show you those 1,000 connections and say, hey, you want to connect with these people? My answer to that is, hell yeah, I want to connect to those people, because they're network marketers and you never know. So the second part of my LinkedIn DMO is that I look down here. So I've got an invitation to connect to John Bone here. He's a Forex trading consultant. He might be interested. I'm going to accept his invitation to join. Now, what I then do is I scroll down and I'm looking for some specific words that will appear down here. And there's those words that I'm looking for. More suggestions for you. That's the section that I go to. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is show you my speed dating technique, okay, for building cold connections, okay? So I start at the top and I have a left to right, right to left scanning mentality. So I work left to right, right to left, left to right, okay? Left to right, right to left, left to right. And I'm looking for certain words, okay? So here's the words that I'm looking for. Internet marketer. Well, if somebody knows how to market on the internet, they might be good for this business. And this is important. Make no judgments. We're not qualified to make any judgments about anyone who might be interested in this, because we never know their personal circumstances, their financial circumstances. All I'm looking for is keywords. An internet marketer is one of those keywords. So I'll connect. MLM business. Do you think he's in network marketing? Yes, connect. Team Boom Legacy Marketing. Oh yeah, I'll give him a go. Independent business owner. Yep, I'll connect with him. Development manager, affiliate marketer. He might be a good guy. Team leader at focus group, recruitment planner. Again, nobody without a profile thing on them. Always fishing for your success. Looks like he's into fishing. Email marketing. Looks like a company. I'm not going to go there. Manager, marketer, entrepreneur, caregiver. No, not really. I'm looking for things like affiliates, network marketers, and those sorts of people. And if I can't find any, I just keep going. And you don't have to add hundreds, just 10 or 15 a day may get you where you want to be. And it doesn't take long. Once you get into the habit of doing this, it becomes I find it actually quite therapeutic every day when I do this. And as you keep going, the system will keep adding people in. Internet marketing, yeah, I'll have a go at him, and just keep going. Life vision, he looks like the sort of guy that might just be his own boss. He's obviously a self-starter because he's a founder of something. David Gibbs, MBA, entrepreneur. Okay, he'll be worth a go. Who else? Founder and brand rocket. Mindset and confidence coach. I tend to stay away from coaches because they tend to be, team builder. There we go. He's obviously in a network. And sometimes you can see the name of the network marketing company that they're involved with. And, that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we live in a day and age where people are often involved in more than one network marketing company. So that's how I build my list of connections and contacts. And you'll find that the more network marketers you connect to, the more you will see network marketers appearing in this list, these these more suggestions for you that they go, entrepreneur, he's worth a go, that LinkedIn brings to you. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on that because we're limited for time today, but that's how I build that cold connection list. Then what happens is that eventually, I'll go right up the back here, right up the top, eventually you'll see this number increase as those people go, hey, yeah, this guy looks all right, this Ray guy looks all right, I'll connect with him. So you see this number increase, and then what I do is I connect on this, okay? So, for example, here we go, established as arguably as one of the foremost experts on network marketing in the world, okay? Then what I do is I start messaging people, and this is what Pat's been doing this week, and this is what I do. So I'm just going to quickly grab my, bear with me, I'm going to grab my little text message. I think actually I put it on my clipboard. So I'm going to click message, and I'm just going to put a message in here. Well, that's not the message. Let's get the message. There it is. It's up here somewhere. There it is. If I copy that and go back to my PowerPoint, there we are. Let's go back to PowerPoint. There we go. No, that's not it. LinkedIn is what I want. There we are. So all I do is I paste my message in, and I don't even put his name in there, okay? And I send the message. Now, that's the extent of my communication with that guy for today, okay? And I'm going to go back to my presentation now, because I'm going to come back to this in a minute, but I'm going to go back to my presentation because it's now key that you understand the next stage of this, okay? This is what we call the knock. In order to get a door open, you've got to knock it. You've got to have a way to knock that door. And the message that I just pasted into that guy was, hi, put his name there, you can or you don't have to. I hope you're keeping well in these strange times. I just wanted to run something past you. I started an online trading business about a month ago, which is good timing, given what's going on. Would you be open-minded enough to take a look? Very simple concept, generating exceptional returns. Thanks, and then just put your name. Okay, so this is a very, very generic, straightforward, non-threatening message that we're sending to this guy. He's saying, hi, hope you're well. I've got something that might interest in you that I've started. The timing's right. Would you be open-minded enough to have a look? Very simple, generating exceptional returns. It's very, very straightforward, okay? But what I sometimes do is I combine that knock on the door with what I call my get out of jail free card, because just as Pat experienced, you know, you're going to get people that are going to ask you questions. So what I do is I put in a get out of jail free card, and I use this whether I'm doing a verbal call or whether I'm doing a text-based call like SMS, email, LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever. So what I do is I add this bit in green. Hi, I hope you're keeping well in these strange times. I'm in the middle of some important calls and I can't chat, but I have a minute to run something past you. And then the rest of the message is the same. That bit in the green is the get out of jail free card, and I'm going to show you how to apply that as we go through this training. Okay, so the reason we have a get out of jail free card is because whoever you speak to, they just want to say no. That's their default position. They just want to say no. Whatever it is you may offer them, their default position is they want to say no. And to do this, your suspect needs to do something to leverage, it needs something to leverage and use as the excuse to justify the no that they're about to give you, okay? And the only way that they can get the ammunition to justify their no is to execute a very common maneuver that they do all the time, okay? And that maneuver is the Inquisition, okay? And the Inquisition is, well, tell me what it is. What's it about? Who's the company? Is it MLM? Do I have to do anything? Are you already in it? Is it a pyramid? How does it work? Who's the owner? What's the cost? Is it legal? And a million and one other questions that they will fire at you if they can, because what they want you to do is to give them a gun so they can shoot you, basically. That's all they're interested in. They just want to get their no in quick and get the hell out of there. So how we deal with that is with the golden rule. And as Pat said, he applied the golden rule. And I've got a document that details this, and I'll share that with you at the end where you can get that. So the golden rule comes in two parts. One, never tell a prospect the name of the company. Ever. Okay? That's part one of the golden rule. Burn that in your mind. Burn that in your psyche. Okay? The second part of the golden rule is I never tell a prospect anything about the business, ever. Okay? My only mission when I'm speaking to a new prospect is to steer them so that they attend the online webinar. That's my mission, nothing else. I'm not interested in answering questions, telling them who the company is, none of that. Okay? So 1, never tell a prospect the name of the company ever. 2, never tell a prospect anything about the business ever. Okay? So when you apply the golden rule with the get out of jail free card, it becomes even more powerful. Okay? Here's the message. When they ask me a question, they say, well, what is it? I say, well, as I said, John, I'm really busy right now, and because I'm talking to lots of people, and it'll take too long for me to explain it. Look, the very best way for you to see the benefits of this is to jump on a live call where everything is explained in detail. If I send you the link, would you go on the call? And they might come back and say, whatever, what is it? You've got to control the conversation. And they might say, yes, okay, but is it this, that, or the other? Or can you send me some info? It doesn't matter how they respond. You must control the conversation with the get out of jail free card. Okay? And that's the important point here. What Pat did this week was he controlled the conversation. Okay? He didn't allow the conversation to be controlled by the person asking the questions. And when they say, yes, okay, busy, this, that, the other, I say, as I said, John, look, I'm really busy right now because I'm talking to lots and lots of people and it would take too long for me to explain it. The very best way to see the benefits of this is to jump on a live call where everything is explained in detail. If I send you the link, would you go on the call? Okay. Or you can say, look, I'm going to send you the link. The call time is 7 p.m. in UK. Hope to see you there. Okay. But always go back to the get out of jail free card. I'm really busy right now because I'm talking to lots of people and it will take too long for me to explain it. That's your get out of jail free card. Okay. That gets you out of answering their questions or telling them who the company is or telling them your inside leg measurement or whatever they want to know. Okay. And you might think this is a little bit rude. It's not. I rarely ever get anyone. I've had it probably once since I started promoting Cash FX and probably about 5 or 6 times in the 13 years that I've been doing my other business. People just accept it because it's a neutral communication platform. It's not rude. It's just you being firm and controlling the conversation. Okay. Can you send me some info? As I said, look, I'm really busy right now. I'm talking to lots of people and that's not how we do things. Okay. I showed you last week how I actually said that to a guy in India. And he said, I said to him, I'm looking for Indian leaders. He said, well, send me some info. Here's my number. I said, that's not how we do things. The very best way to see this is jump on a live call where everything is explained in detail. If I send you the link, would you go on the call? 5 minutes later, he booked himself on the call. Okay. That's all I wanted. So the golden rule and the real world, and this is the actual conversation because I built it into this presentation. I forgot I did that. So he said, I'm looking for a professional to launch my team. Do you know anyone? He said, send me the details. I said, hi, we don't do that. Okay. It's perfectly acceptable to state your case. Okay. It's not rude. It's not you being evasive. It's you just stating the case. And the case is, we don't do that. Because if you're exercising the golden rule, you don't do that. You don't send people information. You don't tell them who the company is. You don't answer questions. We don't do that. We invite people onto a call so they can see the company, the due diligence, how it works. You can book yourself onto a call at my link. If you like what you see, then we can have a discussion how best to approach the Indian market. And that's how I presented it to him. So I told him I'm really busy. I'm talking to a lot of people, and that's not how we do things. I told him the best way to get onto the call. And I used a very, very, very powerful method, the quid pro quo method, the if I, would you method, okay? When you combine it with the golden rule and the get out of jail free card, it becomes indomitable, this, okay? The if I, would you method. Now, I'd like to lay claim that I invented if I, would you, but it was this guy here, Eric Worre. Eric is like Marmite. You either love the guy or you hate the guy. I happen to love the guy. I think he does some amazing stuff. And that link there, if you want to screenshot it, will take you to a 10-minute video where Eric explains how if I, would you works and why it works, okay? Why quid pro quo is so powerful and if I would you works in your network marketing business. He says it is the most powerful phrase that he ever came across in his network marketing career. And I tend to agree with him, because I've signed up more people using if I would you than any other method when I combine it with golden rule and get out of jail free. Okay. So I've got a document called the Golden Rule Explained. So you can download that. We've got this little group files thing here. So there's the address for that. Again, you can screenshot this, do what you like. I'll actually put this presentation up in this folder. There's a folder there called Docs. If you go in there, you will find the Golden Rule Explained, and you'll find this presentation, okay? And download the Golden Rule and read it, because it explains why it works and how it works and how to apply it in more detail, okay? And once you get that in your skin and part of your psyche, and your immediate reaction to any question or any inquisition becomes golden rule, get out of jail, if I would you, it becomes very, very, very powerful and effective for you in your business. Okay, so that's my little part completed. I hope that's been of some use to you guys. And if there's any questions, you can get back to your team members, or if you're in our WhatsApp group, then get in the WhatsApp group. That's for our team, of course. But as I said, I'm going to put this up online where you can reach it. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Richard, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant, Ray. So I hope you can see the power of that, guys. It's something that I've known for a long time, that when you're talking to someone, it's all about time. Doing it this way gives you time to think about your response. If you're talking to someone, there is no time to think, and it's very easy for someone just to ask a very quick question, and then you make the mistake of answering that question. Because if you answer that one question, that then leads to another question, and then another question, and then another question. And before you know it, you're doing the presentation on over the phone, which is not the way to do the business. Now, those of you that have put people on the calls in the evenings, we get a very high strike rate. I mean, a ridiculously high strike rate, because of the fact that we've got such a world-class business here. This business, there's been no business like this in network marketing history, but people have to understand it. It's very easy to look at CashFX and think they know what it is. So therefore, it is really important to get them on a proper presentation, because if they come on a proper presentation, you have a very strong chance of them seeing, what the business really is, getting excited by it, and joining your business. So this is a system so that when someone asks a question, if you're talking to them, you have to think on your feet really fast and to try and not answer that question. So that's actually a very difficult skill set. And even the best of us make that mistake. It happens to me all the time. I'm talking to a leader and I make the mistake to mention CashFX. What do? They go and look online. They just have a cursory glance. They've already made their mind up what they think it is without understanding it at all. And then I can't get them to look at the business, which is very frustrating. And, it's me actually letting them down, because if they looked at the business, they'd come on board and then they'd experience what everyone else is, what an amazing business this is. So I've actually let them down by doing that. So by doing it via this way, you get a question back, but you've got time to now think, right, how am I going to respond to that? So you can take your time and then respond, and you respond correctly along the lines of what Ray was saying there. So this is a brilliant system. You don't have to use it exclusively. It's part of your overall package, but this is a tremendous way of enhancing the number of people that you're personally going to rule. And remember, guys, this is also not just about you. It's about the people in your team. So make sure that even if people had a great turnout here, by the way, guys, well done. But there's going to be lots of people that did not make this call. I'm recording it, by the way. So we don't normally record these, but I've recorded this one, so it will be available. I'll send out the link and stuff, and you've also got the PowerPoint and stuff that you can look through as well, so it's all there for you. So hopefully you've seen the benefit of this and incorporate this strategy into your business, and make sure your team's doing the same and watch your business explode. So thanks very much for listening in today, guys. We've got the call at 2 o'clock today, 2 o'clock UK time, which is going to be the business presentation for today. So again, get your prospects on that. make that one a really good call. And you know, we'll be doing a training call every week. We'll make vary what we do, we obviously showing, so that we've got different things that we're going to be learning each time. So once again, thanks very much for listening in, and hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And of course, as always, stay safe in these strange times. Thank you.